is up, guys? Back in the States, out of the desert. One thing that's awesome that I've noticed about being back is not only is it colder generally in the atmosphere, because I came back from Qatar, so that region is hot as hell through the summertime, and through the winter it's nice and comfortable. It doesn't ever really get cold, and that goes with the water as well. Because of the water, the temperature outside, the water, even cold water, kind of doesn't get very cold, like in a shower, for instance. And I actually enjoy cold showers in the morning, so I'm happy about that. Just this morning I've been on a bit of a jet lag lately, and this morning I headed out to the gym like I usually do, at like 4 or 5 in the morning, or I usually head to the track, and it was closed because it's Saturday. So at least I had my skip rope with me, and I skipped rope anyway. Let the sunrise as I was skipping rope. It was pretty fun. So that explains the hat here. After cold showers or being out in the cold, the head is a good source to kind of keep heat in. I believe in cold showers. There's certain people can label things as a trend or whatever, but that's one trend that I believe is a wholesomely good trend. Cold showers, no fap. The whole no fap movement is actually a really good trend. Because if you think about masturbation, it's all unnatural, and it's funny that people would think that sex is health. Like, you think of the hard set, like, religious values that some of us grew up through, and they tend to put a bad name on sex. They call it like a sin, when in fact it is healthiest thing ever. We're going to have to change values. Religion's going to have to start really thinking about what really matters more now, because things change and adapt over time due to mobile media and all this other stuff. So we need to consider, because people can be looking at porn, and I used to, I went through a stage when I was a teenager that I used to look at my dad's porn mags, and they messed me up there at the time, but now I can look back and look at it as a good lesson. So definitely I take cold showers, and one thing is, people tend to wake up and they're still in that dream state. They kind of wishy-washy in the morning, and if you think, when you think, if you fire those thoughts, it wires your brain. So if you want to go throughout the day being wishy-washy, you're going to become a bit more of a wishy-washy person. You're going to be a bit flaky. People don't really like flaky people. One thing is, flaky people tend to get in more trouble, that's for sure. You have less integrity with yourself and less integrity with people around you. And cold. It's more than that, though. The fact that you wake up and you get in a cold shower, no one likes it. It's kind of facing your fears every single morning, and that sets your mindset for the rest of the day. You get comfortable with the discomfort. You get calm being in the discomfort, and really that's what dominance is about. It's not about coming in and being all reflexive, fighting and all the time. That's not what it's about. It's about being calm and strong, having assertiveness. If you come into a fight and there's someone who's like, man, I want to kick your ass, and he's all super agitated and hype, you can still be in control of the situation and not have to fight. You know, you just be calm. You know, you have a high level of awareness, of situational awareness of you and the other person, and be like, hey, you know, let's calm down. There are other ways that we can work out our issues. You know, so yeah, just have a general awareness of yourself. Have more compassion, even for your enemies, and that's what wins the fights. Not fighting back, because there's always someone that's going to be stronger. Just like Bruce Lee used to say, there's always someone that's going to be tougher. You can be as tough as you want, but someone's always, especially when you grow older, someone's always going to be at their prime, be able to kick your ass. You're not going to be at the top. It's better to think with your head, with some compassion, some empathy. So that's a way to say it, a more dominant lifestyle for your whole life. You don't need your prime for it. So yeah, and another thing is if you think about, you know, buds, Navy SEALs, Special Forces, they go through a lot of training where they have to expose themselves to the cold all the time. They already know about it, about this source of power. When they go through their training, they go through their high-level physical regimen. They're conditioning their mind to be more resilient. Is mostly what they're doing. It's not really, I mean, it's physical, but most of it is conditioning their mind. They always tell you most of it's mental, and they make them get in the ocean too, and cool off all the time, and get in the cold, and you know, get in those uncomfortable temperatures. It's the same thing. It's keeping them focused, keeping them having full up. The first core value in the Air Force is integrity first. That's how you cultivate that integrity with yourself and everyone around you. So yeah, another thing that I've gotten into is a Qigong meditation. When we're younger, we aren't really too concerned about our chi, because it's like never ending. We have so much sexual energy, it's ridiculous, in like our early 20s, late teens. But you know, I'm 30 now, and that's when after I got through my last breakup, hard breakup. Actually, we're still legally married, but she's in another nation. Anyway, I won't go into that. We're separated. She hasn't spoken to me in years. But anyways, ever since that really hard time in my life, it was a good lesson, because it caused me to refocus on what matters, on my core self, and that is my sexual energy. And Qigong meditation teaches you how to channel that energy into the outer world, as opposed to watching porn or fapping and just blowing it out. That is some deep stuff, and it teaches you how to circulate those nutrients throughout your body. Otherwise, you don't want it to stay there, because that's just gonna cause testicular cancer, is what that causes. It's not the avoiding of fapping that causes testicular cancer. It's the avoiding of being able to channel it in other ways. You can still channel in other ways, through exercise, through Qigong meditation, through cold showers. The cold showers actually causes your body to bring up your chi through over your shoulders and through your chest and wherever the water's running, and it channels that energy throughout your body. So I try to practice Qigong meditation, yoga movements while I'm in the cold shower, and that does wonders. So yeah, if you want better energy sources, you've got to challenge them, just like building your muscle, just like challenging your spirit through a hard relationship and making it stronger and more resilient. You do the same thing with the main source of life, sexual energy. You do that by exercising that sexual energy, and I highly recommend it. I've really covered some deep stuff. I think that's about it for the day. But yeah. On a side note, I just like watched a video on Robin Williams, this tragedy that he had to die, and I can relate that to what I'm speaking about here in a much deeper level. He was riding a lot on his charisma, his career, his all this his celebrity status. It rode heavily on his charisma, and when you get into something heavy like that, become a celebrity, and when you get so much demand out of your charisma, it becomes draining. Especially as you grow older and your chi tends to die down, and people still expect so much humor and so much charisma. So many cold people, so many sad people coming to you to bring them up. Eventually, you're going to be drained all the time. You're going to be depressed all the time from all these challenges that people are, and demands that people are expecting to bring on you, when they need to try to find other ways to cultivate themselves. So it did give him money from the start. He enjoyed it at the start when he had that energy and that charisma, but as he got older, he needed to find something else. But everyone around him, I'm sure, even in the jobs that he got in, was like, Robin, you know where your role is, right? Your role, probably you need to be in the comedy business because that's where you're from. And they probably looked at Robin Williams as he's overqualified for a certain job or a certain practice, when he wanted to get into something else because his body was no longer the same anymore. So I really, I give it out to him and what he had to go through. And I hope that we can look at this as a society to be a bit more aware and to think deeply, not only about ourselves, but sociology in general. So that situations like this, people get depressed, they kill themselves, they don't happen as often. Okay? So, it's just all it's about coming together and trying to heal ourselves and heal all of society and refocus everyone on what matters. Anyway, that's going to be it. If you guys have any questions or any recommendations on topics, don't be afraid to give a shout out. Go ahead and comment, like this video if you liked what you saw, and I'll see you next time.